linking assets is the best way to go about if you want to use your assets in several scenes and want to make sure that any changes are consistently updated throughout each scene that you make. So let's have a look at how we can achieve that in Blender 4.0. I have here one of my characters that I've made, and this character is rigged. I got the wrong, there we go. So I want to have this character in a different file, right? I want to use this character over and over again in a different file. And by the way, if you were to create a short film or especially a feature film, it is highly recommended that each scene or each take is a separate blend file. This is how the Blender Studio does it for their Blender short films, and this is how I recommend you do it as well. All right, the first thing I will do is put my character in a separate collection. So I'll select everything here, press M and create a new collection. I'll call this character. So then I'll open a new blend file, and then I will go to File, link the previous file that contains my character, go to Collections, and then I'm gonna select my character collection and press link. There we go. And right now I can't do anything with this character. I can't go in pose mode because we need to library override it. So if you open your character collection, you will see another collection here, and just right click on it, go to library override, make, select it. It will take a while. And now I can select my character rig and go in pose mode and start animating the character. Works well. So why would you use this? Well, let's talk about an example where you want to create your short film or an animation and you want to use the exact same environment or the main character or whatever over and over again through several shots and scenes, right? And you have, let's say, 20 different blend files that use the exact same character or environment. What you don't want to happen is that, let's say if you work in a team of people, and let's say the producer says, I don't like that one specific item you have in there, or that one character in the background doesn't look good. Now, let's say you just copied the files over, you appended it, or, you know, just did it for that one file, for each file separately. Now you have to make that change throughout all 20 blend files, and maybe 20 blend files. 20 shots doesn't sound like a lot, but let's say maybe it's 50 or 100. Trust me, for a short film, you can easily get to those numbers because I've done it, and it's very painstaking. You don't want to be that person that has to go through each shot step by step to make all those changes. And what if another change comes in? It always happens, you know. You cannot plan enough. Problems will always occur, even on real sets in real life. So it's best to future-proof yourself, you know? So yeah, and also, like, let's say you're planning out a short film animation or you're just blocking it out. You can actually reuse your block out. And I believe this is how it's done with big studios, where they have an artist blocking out the environment and they would just use simple assets, but cubes or spheres or whatever. But those assets would roughly have the same scale and shape as the final product. And then somebody in the meantime is working on the hero assets, right? The high quality assets that you're going to see in the final animation. And in the end, you know, they could just replace it in the base file and it will update to the final scene. And that's exactly how you want to do it. See, for instance, I wanted to change the color of her suit, but I can't do it because it's locked. So I could just save this, go back to my previous file. Let's say I didn't like the way her hair color looks. Let's change this to one that's like a silver color. I want the jacket to be black and maybe a bit more glossy. The suit can remain black, and I want the shoes black as well. Just take off the texture there and just make it black like that. That looks nice. Now let's save this. Maybe make the Here, black. Just going black on black at this point. Take this down a notch. And these colors as well. Gotcha. There you go. And now I'm opening file B again that has our linked assets. And if I render this out, there you go. The character is wearing the glossy black hoodie, has the black suit on with the black sneakers, and her hair is also black. You know, now I can set up my cameras and frame my shot. Have my character, like maybe it's a wide shot or a... And by the way, stuff like lighting and your cameras, I would not link those personally, because you're gonna change them a lot. So going back and forth between files can get tedious. And in this case, my character actually has a whole lot of shape keys that I cannot use. But in that case, I would have to prepare the model in a better way, where the shape keys are linked to sliders or bones character, so that I can use the armature to animate not only the bones but also the shape keys. Yeah, so there we go. If you'd like to see more stuff like this, maybe more character related stuff on how to make characters like this and to rig him or whatever, just subscribe and hit the bell notification icon, because I will cover a beginner character creation course on YouTube, and even make a video on how to make a professional character as well. That's game ready and all that, ready to be imported in Unreal Engine or Unity and whatnot with PBR textures. All right, I'll upload every week on a weekend, so make sure you don't miss it. See you in the next one.